Mix it up good and slow. Set the skillet for medium low. 'Cause I don't want them flapjacks to burn. When the bubbles pop, it's time to turn over your pancakes.
We don't want those flapjacks to burn, baby.
Fresh maple syrup from Canada.
All right.
All right. I'm Maverick. This is Darcy. That's Jim. And we are out here for the Maverick Rose Music Hour. Live on location.
We got a live crowd tonight.
Yeah, it is a live
Could it
crowd
be
out here
because a
tonight.
lot of people aren't working tomorrow?
Maybe. Could be.
I think a lot of people are taking tomorrow off.
Could be.
And we
We'll see.
got the pancake himself coming later. Don't
That's
we?
right. Curt, the one who wrote and performed that song.
We're very excited.
Our theme song. That's right.
I didn't
Very
hear him
excited.
singing it live when it was on, though.
He also
there he
wrote a
is.
song called Ted Red, which is about things that go on here at the niche. So maybe if we're
Well,
fortunate.
do you really want to make that public?
Ah, there you go. That's right. That's right. Well, I do want to
Thank
say
you,
something
Taylor.
before we get into the show, and I think this will be a very fitting way to bring our sponsor in. So I don't know if you realize this, but today is July 2nd
It is.
of,
I knew that.
of 2025,
Boom.
which means because it is afternoon, we are closer to the year 2050 than we are to the year 2000.
Well, that's depressing.
I know, right? All right, and
Thanks for
so
bringing
to bring
that
us
up.
up a little bit, we have a wonderful sponsorship deal. Our sponsor is Rescued Wood Rehab, and we have the man himself here in the house.
Marty.
How are you tonight, Marty?
Oh, now you match your
I'm feeling older with that comment. But yes, the Maverick Rose Music Hour proudly sponsored by Rescued Wood Rehab, and so great to see everyone. And I wore my shades today.
Yeah.
And got a haircut for Jim, and yeah, I'm ready to go. So
Looking
if
fresh,
you
man.
don't know anything about me getting a haircut and that joke, go back and watch last week's episode. There's some funny stuff in there.
Don't
We all-
bother.
We also posted about it on the Insta.
On the Insta and on the Facebook.
yeah.
There's some good stuff out there.
Yeah, we did.
So are you staying dry out there? It was pretty rainy earlier.
I did. I got rained on. I got kicked out of the house so Darcy could get the cats in.
Yep.
And Amber
important.
and I came up here in the pouring down rain. And then, but Jim brought French fries, so it worked out.
I think Amber has all of her favorite people right here in this
All her
room.
favorite people are in the building.
And I'm not one of them.
Sure
Hey,
you are.
now, come on.
Yeah.
I saw the picture that was up on the niche thing where they were saying, "What is Amber saying?" And one of the, "Where's my mom?"
That
Where's
was
mommy?
me. I wrote that.
They don't need to know that out there in Radio Land. Come on now.
All right. Well, you guys have a great show. Oh,
You already got your drink in hand. You're going to help us
Okay,
out. So,
okay.
as
The
we
battery's
always
dead.
do, anytime that you hear me say Gemini, and you hear that ka-ching, you can go ahead and take a drink of whatever you got with you. So whether it's water, tea, soda, alcohol of any kind, wine, maybe you've got a glass of Ted Red nearby. When I say Gemini, go ahead and take a drink. All right. Little drinking dream we like to play.
And
on.
Jim-
cheers, friends. You guys have a great show.
All right,
Thank
we
you.
will see you soon, my friend.
And Jim does not have grape this time.
No grape tonight. What are
He
you on?
went
What are you on
tropical.
tonight?
He
Some
went
kind of
tropical.
pineapple.
I got a
situation?
Pineapple Express.
Oh, Zen says, "Hey, Woodman." We got Zen out there in the chat.
Hey,
He is
Zen.
our producer. Marty, of course, being our executive producer. So, doing all kinds of things out here.
And then there's just you and I.
But say it the right way.
Oh, sorry. Then there's just Jim and I.
Still counts if Darcy says it.
You're
too.
just
I'll go
trying to
ahead and
get
do it.
people drunk. You're trying to raise those bar tabs.
Wednesday is the new Friday. Come on, especially with the holiday
I
coming
do
up.
think a lot of people are taking tomorrow off.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think most of these people
Looking at
are
the crowd
taking
out here,
tomorrow
it
off.
would appear that that's the case. So.
Maybe we ought to do it every week before a holiday.
I think so.
Yeah, that could be good.
Well, it is time for us to enter a little segment, maybe not so little segment, that we like to call.
Do you know rock and roll? With Darcy Domino.
We're going to find out if we know rock and roll with Darcy Domino.
That's right. So we're in a series,
And if you're-
now this is what.
I was just going to encourage, if you're here or if you're watching online, make sure that as she asks questions, feel free to answer either in the chat or here in person.
So we're doing trivia, and we started something a little bit different a couple weeks ago when we looked at songs that had turned 50 and then 60.
Yes.
And Jim wasn't thrilled with any of those. So now we're going back to songs that turned 70 this year.
We're going to the 1950s.
We're going to 55,
All
which is
right.
closer to 2000.
than we currently are. Yes. As terrifying as that is. Yes.
Exactly.
I was alive in 55.
Oh, you're a poet and you don't even know it.
Hey.
There you go.
No, I think he knows.
he knows. He knows, yeah. So, you know, there weren't that many songs that came up for me, but, you know, I think you're going to know them all. But they're kind of fun, and everybody will remember them, and you can all shout it out or let Jim do it. But, oh, I thought you were telling me that. So songs that turned 70 in 2025 include Ain't That a Shame?
Fats.
Fats Domino.
That's Domino. I never really did like that name, but, you know, there you go.
That's
What
okay,
about
he did.
Chubby Checker?
Hey, Zinbad says he can't drive 55, which did not come out in
No,
1955.
that's probably like 30 or 40. When was that?
80, maybe 85, actually.
So 40 years old?
Yeah.
Good Lord,
A
world.
true rebel yell.
Yeah. All right. Heartbreak Hotel. That's
Swivel
a tough
hips.
Swivel hips. Nah, I need you to,
Yeah.
you got to answer for the people at home who don't know. Come on, man.
Elvis.
That's
Elvis,
right.
That's right. My love, this one's for you. Mac the Knife.
No, you pick.
Bobby
Bobby
Darin.
Darin, that's right.
All right. Maybelline.
It's Maybelline.
I don't think it's that one.
No.
Is it Chuck Berry or Little Richard?
You tell me.
I don't know. Chuck Berry says the audience.
What do you say?
I think it's Little Richard.
Boom! It's Chuck Berry.
All right.
Oh, but it wasn't Chad GPT messing it up this time. Chad is on a losing streak.
Son
All
of a
right.
bitch.
Rock Around the Clock.
Bill Haley in the comics.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Only You and You Alone.
Only
You can
see,
make
was that the
the world
Platters or the Impressions?
Ted says the Platters.
Platters? I think he's right.
He is right.
Yeah, all right.
Good job, Ted. All right. Well, I hate to say your era's over because that's about all the songs that came up.
Hey, all right.
All right.
That's about all that
That's
came up.
what's
But
up.
those were some really, and everybody, like 70 years old.
Next
right?
week, 1945.
Oh my gosh. Look out.
I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do next week. But did you like this one a little bit? I know there weren't that many, but a little bit better.
I don't know.
You did?
Yeah, a little bit.
You liked it?
Good.
A little hotter. It's not like, I don't know. Something's wrong.
Something's wrong with this.
Oh my. Oh my.
So if you have anything you want me to do next week to
That's right.
stump the boys, let me know.
That's right.
We'll do something fun.
Yeah.
We'll try to stump you.
I think Jim knows rock and roll.
Go to 1925.
Okay.
I don't know if AI will give me any of that or Google will give me. I'll try.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll do
see what
songs that are older than 70.
Older than 70.
But, you know, the most popular
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Are you about to come up? All right.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What we got going on
He's
here?
about to diss me.
We're just gonna, nobody else will come up. Hold on. Whoa.
But whoa.
There you go.
Nobody else will come up because they're all scared back there behind me.
They're not
Not
scared.
scared.
Yeah.
They're having a good time.
Trying
Tam
to-
and Al just aren't getting up because Amber will sit there.
That's right. Yeah. You move your feet, lose your seat.
So yeah, no, there's a whole bunch of music in the big band era that actually influenced rock and roll and all the other things that happened with other stuff we've talked about before, where like the musicians were the big thing, and then it became the vocalists as you transition into the late 40s into the 50s. So that's a huge era. You know, if anybody wants to go back and listen to some of that stuff, maybe you don't, but I mean, it's kind of cool to go back and listen to what the roots of music were, and you can go beyond that to jazz back in the 30s and the 20s. So there's some cool things to learn about music just by listening to stuff that maybe you didn't care about before, but because you're into the new thing or whatever, and Taylor Swift or something like that, Jim, right?
12 minutes in today before we got to Taylor
You're
Swift.
pandering now. You're pandering.
But no, I just think it's worthwhile to go back and listen to some of that stuff because it's kind of cool to hear the different sounds that were done before there was electronics that were influencing the music. So that's a whole nother thing, but. Kind of cool stuff back into the 30s and 40s.
Definitely.
All this means is he's going to put on an old big band album at home, and I'm going to have to listen to it. Thanks.
The songwriting was more
that.
intricate and I think better back in the 30s and 40s because where it went 3 chords in the 50s and then 4. In the 30s and 40s, there were a lot of different chord progressions, which guys like Paul McCartney and Ray Davies really picked up on. And I like to steal some of those old progressions, too, because you don't hear them in rock music almost at all.
That's true.
Except for us guys who like, as John called it, old granny shit music.
Nice. Well, as Jim drops that knowledge bomb on us, it's time for all of you to buckle up and prepare yourselves because we're going to a place that you might need to be prepared for. We're going to find out what's on Jim's mind. It's spooky. It's scary. What's going on, Jim? What's on your mind?
There is no paper.
His apartment complex apparently did not send him any notes this week, so we got no
They're
paper.
on holiday,
but
too.
he's got his guitar.
Ooh, I like
Here's
that.
what's on
But
my
your
mind.
string is your pick is still in the strings, or is that for effect?
He keeps
He gets like a
losing 'em.
sitar sound if he's got them. All
All
right.
right, here's what's on my mind.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Hey you, what you gonna do if you're trans, black, Asian, Latin, a Jew, and you're forced to hide out in your own damnation? Hey old man, I'm a bit confused. Weren't those Native Americans here before you? Just don't feel you deal with immigration. Just check your family tree, you know what I mean? Hey girl, where you gonna go when your time has come, but the stores are closed and you need to cross the border for salvation? Hey old man, I'm a bit confused. Was a jackal what gave birth to you? These laws of yours are a real abomination. Talking about biblical omen kind of stuff. Hey kid, what you gonna read when they burn your books and they spike your feet and you're wandering around without no inspiration? Hey old man, now you look confused. Those kids ain't looking up to you. Fire in their eyes from the conflagration. Wild in the streets, baby. Hey old man, now I'm talking about me when I lose all my security and I'm sleeping in the nearest Greyhound station. Well, I get to say I told you so, but I'd rather have my fancy clothes. Wait, I never had none, so that's disinformation. A lot of that been going around. I work my way to the key of A, and I think you dig what I'm trying to say is I got no faith in this administration. Well, Don, he ain't no Corleone, and his men of mice and squeaking fawn stuck with 4 more years of infestation. Big house, hey, they should be in the big house. Hey you, what you gonna do if you're trans, black, Asian, Latin, a Jew, and you're forced to hide out in your own damnation? Well, I'm proud to be in the land of the freeway. Never have to bend the knee, no fear, no favor, no discrimination. I speak truth to power, that's my obligation. 'Cause independence, that's our declaration. Talking about all of us, me, you, and Bobby too. Hey you.
All right. That's what's on Jim's mind.
Hey, I don't mean nothing by it.
Little music for you on the music podcast there.
All right.
That was good.
Yeah. You know,
That's good.
that brings up something interesting because obviously you wrote a protest song.
I was going to do
Yeah.
a thing on protest songs,
Well,
but
let's talk about
You can
protest
just-
songs. So I
yeah.
think everybody's got favorite ones, man. We were talking about this online. It was kind of came up the other day. You were part of that thread.
Yeah.
when we were
Yeah.
discussing that.
Let's see.
Some of
that
your
was
favorite protest
obviously
songs, yeah.
inspired by kind of early Bob Dylan
Yeah.
kind of style.
Yeah.
I mean, even Destruction's a classic,
Yep.
obviously.
Barry
a very
Maguire,
specific one.
Mm-hmm.
Shape of Things to Come, the one we do from
Yeah.
Wild in the Streets movie.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
had like a list on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
yep. And we were talking about this because
Give me
I've
a
said
name.
it several times when we were playing. Is "Shout" by Tears for Fears is actually a protest song.
Yeah.
People don't. They just listen to it. They don't realize a lot of people know that song. It is in fact a protest
What's
song.
it about?
So, well, shout and let it all. Sorry.
Just
Yep,
in
Dave
general?
coming
It's
in.
not-
Well, I don't think it's in general. It's specific to situation.
All right.
But
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Dave?
Talking about protest songs?
yes, of course.
Yeah.
What's your
All
favorite?
right, okay. I've got one in the modern era. I like Green Day Holiday a lot.
Sure,
That one's
yeah.
a really good one. It's really fun.
You do a killer job on that one too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We have to, we kind of cut out part of it, though, because it actually goes really hard
Yeah.
in that bridge.
It does.
Basically.
It does.
And then there's another one from when I was younger, Civil War by Guns N' Roses.
Yes, sir. One of my
Don't need your
favorites.
Civil War.
Yep.
Feeds the rich while it buries the poor.
We got a wall in D.C. to remind us all.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yep.
So, and then of course there's a lot of great, protest songs from
Yeah.
before that, but those are the ones that I really grew up with.
Sure, sure. Awesome.
fun.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Dave. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. I like, we talked about this. Fortunate Son is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah,
like that.
that's a good one.
Oh.
We
Ted's
got-
coming
we
back.
got
Ted's coming back.
Ted.
We got
Ted likes
himself,
Ohio, I
man.
know that.
Yeah.
You
Ohio's
guessed
fantastic.
it, didn't you, Jim? Y'all familiar with Ohio?
Yeah.
It's got to be my favorite because it tells a story that I lived.
Yes.
I was there that day. It's deep in my heart. Every time I hear it, it just takes me back to that day.
Mm-hmm.
Tough day.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Let's see.
1970, that was. I was a senior in Dover High School, and I got in trouble because I went out in the middle of the school and I lowered the flag to half-mast.
Yeah.
Which
British Jim out there in the
Wasn't
chat
permissible.
says "Land of Confusion" by Genesis.
ball of
Marty
confusion.
says "Go Jim." Love the protest song. Patty says "Hey everyone." Hi, Patty.
Hey, Pat.
Good to see you out there.
Who said they loved it?
Marty?
Online, I mean.
Yeah, online in
Oh,
the chat.
online.
Yep, Marty is online in the chat.
Sneaky, huh?
You'd think that you see him here, but he's also online.
Can't
in
say
the
it to
chat.
my face, huh?
Maybe it's a different. Maybe it's a different Marty, guys. There are other people watching.
Maybe. I suppose there's
There
other
are
Martys.
other people watching.
That's right.
I don't think there's other Martys in North Carolina.
There's
but
not
maybe.
a. There's not a one. You're right. There's not.
Ball of Confusion was at the Temptations. They did some good ones.
Yeah, man.
Change is going to come. There were a lot of good Motown
Yeah.
protest songs.
That's right. We were talking. You and I were talking about that, and a lot of those are more covert. It's not blatant.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily even the first listen through. You may not catch all of it. Yeah,
I
good
feel like
stuff.
there's probably some good women protest songs, but I'm blanking right now. But I'm sure
I
there
am
are
woman.
some.
Hear me roar.
Well,
Okay, there you go.
there's got to be. Well,
maybe that one.
yeah, yeah.
well, Joan Baez and Buffy. Well, Joan Baez, but I think the ones she sang were Dylan songs, and Buffy St. Marie sang "Universal Soldier," but Donovan wrote that. So,
Zen out there saying, "I loved it. I stand with Jim."
all right,
All right.
then
There you go.
Gemini.
your
That's what Gemini,
$5
that's right.
is in the mail.
All right. Well, from the spooky place of Jim's mind, we're going to head to Music's Mysteries with Maverick
Uh-oh.
Rose.
I'm scared.
That's
Are you
right.
scared?
It could be.
People are
scary.
scared when you come up.
Could be scary. That's right. That's right. So I had to pull this one up just so that I'm gonna attempt not to miss anyone. I wanted to talk about the 27 Club. We mentioned it a little earlier in the season, and I think tonight would be a good night to discuss that. So rock and roll has a storied history of artists dying young and tragically, but oddly enough, almost always at the age of 27. So
young.
just some of the members of the 27 Club. Robert Johnson, who we talked about, that went to the Crossroads. Brian Jones, founding member of the Rolling Stones. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse. Richie Edwards from the Manic Street Preachers disappeared at 27. The bassist for Hole, Kristen Pfaff. Let's see, Chris Bell, Alan Wilson, Pete Ham, Ron Pigpen McKernan of Grateful Dead. Yeah.
That's a
Nick,
lot.
Nick Drake.
Yep, Nick Drake. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Like it's the list goes on and on and on. I mean,
And 27.
at
is
27,
So young.
At 27, yeah. Absolutely. I did. Yes, Amy Winehouse. Yeah. Absolutely. So 27 Club is interesting. There's a lot of superstition that surrounds it. And there are also associated urban legends, some that are true, some are not. There's the myth of the white lighter. They say that, a white Bic lighter was found with each of these people.
Oh, really?
That age, which is... I'm not getting a phone call while we're on air because my phone is muted.
Apparently you're just not answering it, but
Now
you're
it is.
getting
There we
one.
go. That's right.
I never heard of this white lighter thing.
Yeah, so that started a few years back, maybe like 10 years ago or something, and people said that, Kurt Cobain was found with a white lighter, and they said, well, also, Jimi Hendrix had a white Bic lighter, and Jim Morrison had a white, but the thing is, Bic didn't start making white lighters till the 70s, and some of these people died before the 70s, so there's no way that rumor could
Somebody
even be
just-
true.
that's an internet
But it's
rumor.
just, it's an internet type.
Was the majority done by their own hand rather than an accident?
No, it's a mix. There's drugs and alcohol are often involved. Sometimes it's at their own hands. Sometimes it's a car accident, plane crash, et cetera, just all types of tragedy. But it seems to always strike at 27. And as Zen just said in the chat, he said there's just too many artists at that age for it to just be a coincidence. Seemingly.
27
Seemingly.
is so young.
So young.
And at the height
Yeah.
for a lot of
absolutely.
them, right?
Yeah.
Or starting to anyway.
Jim is pondering. He thinks it's the CIA, part of the grand conspiracy that you had.
Yeah,
Well,
them-
Elvis made it past 27.
Them white
did.
lighters could have been made decades earlier, specifically for
And then
this
released
purpose.
only to the artists.
That's right.
That are,
And it came back. It came back.
Do you have a favorite member of the 27 Club?
Luckily, I didn't.
I know that's kind of a
smoke.
dark thing to have a favorite,
Favorite
of. but
member?
Yeah.
That is an odd way to say it, but I get it.
I
Someone-
guess it would have to be Hendrix out of that group for me.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was in the 27 Club.
Yes. Yeah.
I really didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow.
It's Jim Morrison for me, probably.
Do you
Yeah.
think when someone dies that young and tragically, that perhaps they become even more famous than they would have because of it?
It definitely has an impact on the record labels. Believe that they
Yeah.
cash in. There's movies. There's re-releases. I think that it does have a significant impact on an artist's career.
Sure.
And it's easy to look back and wonder what could have been.
Yeah.
And I think even because I think about, like, from a movie standpoint, Heath Ledger's superstardom sort of after he died, it rose, yes, he was already good and a big deal, but
then he
it's
became
like it
bigger
just-
than life, right?
Exactly.
Are you putting it up?
I know,
Making
right?
it taller?
The handle,
I'll just
it's
I'll
down
just
down by
squat.
where the flowers are connected. You just squeeze it and slide it up.
I have tall girl problems,
Just
right?
push the camera.
Look at that.
There you
Look
go.
at that.
All
I'm
right.
so
All
smart.
right.
Yes.
That's right.
Hey now, Troy.
Eyes are up
Hey
here.
now.
The eyes are up here.
So, 27 Club.
Yes.
I hate to say I'm a big fan of being the 27 Club, but I like a good conspiracy.
That's right.
How about the 36 Club? There's a 36
Never heard
Club
of this.
too, like
What is this?
Bob Marley, Marilyn Monroe. Is it Princess Di? I think. Like, there's a lot of people that die at 36 too.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to do some
Yeah.
research on that.
But,
Next week on.
Next week.
36 Club. But no, talking about the 27. I mean, they live a lot of these. They live hard, fast, quick lives.
That's
and
right.
They're just burning the candles at both ends, and yeah, it's hard to live that life and just be chill.
Mm-hmm.
But then some others can do it and survive
Yeah, some
it,
can.
right? Yeah. I'm sorry?
What was that?
Ted
Ted made it. Ted made
Ted
it.
did
through.
it. Ted
and
did
he's
it.
still here.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, 36 Club.
36 Club.
Interesting
All right,
too.
I'll have to do some
Is-
research
is-
on that one.
Is Amy Winehouse one of the
27.
No,
Yeah,
is she one of
she's
the last
27.
ones that had that? Because she's the one that I feel like I remember the most.
More
of.
recently, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't think anyone really big has happened since then. If you know of
Yeah.
anybody that at 27 after Amy Winehouse, please feel free to.
And
hop
if
in.
there's any musicians you don't like that at 26, give them a white lighter.
Hey, that is kind of that does seem to be the way. That is what's
He's
being
just
implied.
saying.
Yeah,
He's
Zen in
just
the
saying.
chat saying he's never heard of the 36 Club. Yeah, we'll have to do a little research on that as well.
I think I
That's
did see
interesting.
something about Princess Di being 36 today for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. It's very.
All right.
It's tragic. It's
It's
sad.
it is tragic. We'll have to look into that a little
I
bit.
died inside at 36.
I don't think I made it that far.
Wow,
Mac-
you guys are bringing me down.
Zen said Mac Miller at 27. Yeah, I think that's correct. Actually.
Who's Mac
Yeah.
Miller?
Mac Miller, the hip hop artist.
Oh.
Boston Bill in the house. I gotta get you a freaking tagline. Oh, hold on. Let me.
You should.
I think I got something for that. Let me see. Before you.
I'll wait.
Yeah, he'll wait. Everybody's gonna wait. Let me see what I got here. No, not
No,
that.
not
A
that
theme
one.
song to
Let's
the
try-
town. Or
Let's try this. Nah, that's not it.
After that generic intro.
I don't think
Right.
he's happy with it.
No, I need some kind of like Beantown anthem. Like,
Yeah. So, but my question is how many are drug and alcohol related, and how many are, I want to say, natural causes or car accidents and that type of thing?
And if this is happened to be monetized on YouTube, it's hug and malcohol related. That way we don't get,
Oh, anyway.
No, just I already said it like
Don't
4
worry,
times.
we're not
It's fine.
monetized.
Okay.
Last week she was like gun. It's fine. It's totally fine. We're never getting
Substance
monetized. So don't
related
worry about
as
that.
opposed to, can I say substance related?
Yeah. It's,
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would say probably 50-50.
Is it 50-50?
It's high. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a high. Yeah.
Well, I thought it'd be more, 70, 20, 30.
There's a
or
lot of
80,
like
20.
single car accidents, plane crashes.
A lot of plane crashes,
yep.
right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Buddy
Buddy-
Holly was younger.
He was younger than
Yeah,
27?
I think so. Yeah.
I thought James
22.
Dean, but I looked it up, and James
Yeah.
Dean was 24.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, some of those guys are younger. Interesting. Good.
I don't know.
We'll do even more.
But
research.
most of those big names were drug related, but it usually was not just some like drug fuel thing. It was something stupid like they mixed it with the wrong thing. or
Yeah, because a
something.
lot of it's like these guys have been doing drugs for years, and then all of a sudden it just catches them. Uh-oh, who is this guy?
Uh-oh.
Hey, wait your turn.
It's not
Kurt
your
Turner,
turn
you're not
yet. No,
supposed
I'm
to be
just
on
kidding.
yet.
Riffraff coming around.
Kurt turned the tables on us. Turner. All right.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. Yeah, having a good time. So I think Kurt Cobain usurped a phrase like sort of he paraphrased Neil Young. He said it's better to burn out than it is to fade away.
Yes.
I think Neil Young was it's better to burn out than it is to rust.
Yes.
But I think that plays heavily into the legend status of these people. You know, it's like they lived huge and enormous, and then they just sort of like they're gone.
Like a shooting star.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like I don't like to think this about my heroes, but if they'd have made it to 50, the fire goes out, they get fired. They kind of just like lose that zazz, and they become like the lounge versions of themselves, like Elvis.
Yes.
Elvis, if he'd have died at 27, you wouldn't have the
Fat
parody
Elvis.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
have Fat
Yeah.
Elvis.
Yeah.
You'd have Legend Elvis.
Right,
So I think
right.
that has a lot to do with how they.
But isn't that just
Or
being
remember,
human?
you know.
Isn't that just being human?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh
we all?
no! British Jim said Taylor Swift is 35. Oh well. Oh no!
made it.
Ouch! We wish no
Oh, there's
ill
always
will.
the
We wish no
36
ill
club.
will on Taylor Swift.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's always the 36 Club.
Wow. Okay. all
I don't
right.
like
It's
how this is
interesting-
No, I like
interesting things
Taylor
are
Swift.
happening.
I
up
do
here.
not like how this
Yeah,
has
man.
turned.
I like Taylor Swift except her music. I like.
There you go. That's right. We wish no ill will upon Taylor.
But I mean, a lot of rock stars, nobody thought they'd be playing, the Beatles, the Who, the Stones. They always thought this is going to be 4 or 5 years. Let's take advantage of it.
Mick Jagger
And-
said if he was still performing Satisfaction when he was 30, somebody needed to come put him down.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
if
No
you're
interest in-
alive, you
How
just
old
keep
is he
going.
now?
80. He's 80.
80.
He's 80.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
McCartney just turned, 82?
I think he just did, yeah.
Yeah.
Townsend's
And they're still
80.
out there?
An interesting thing, too, is how many of these artists knew that it was coming. So there's a lot of evidence. Now, obviously, with Kurt Cobain, because he did at his own hand, he knew it was coming. But Jim Morrison, for example, they said that the last performance that the Doors had before he passed away, they said you could see the spirit leave his body because it was like he was a shaman when he was performing. And they said mid-performance it left, and the last half of that performance was not good. He was not himself. And he never played with them again. And they canceled the rest of the tour.
Really?
And then he died right after that. So it's interesting to see, and we'll
At 27.
As I was gonna say,
That's
at
so
some of the
sad. That's so
mysteries,
sad.
we'll dive into the Doors a little bit, but
That's so
not
sad.
that's not for tonight. But yeah. So anyway, we'll leave you with that with the 27 Club, and we will move on because we have our attack helicopter of drinks. The fully laden
It's Andy the Apache.
AH-64 coming in with his drink. Here he comes in. He's flying in for us.
Hello.
How are you, Andy?
Hey man, what's going on?
You got something special this week? What's our drink of the week,
I
man?
do, Maverick. Today I come to you not with a cocktail, but with a revelation.
Oh, my.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
look out.
Yeah, this is going to be an unfiltered Bavarian lager,
Look out.
and it has Marty's name all over it.
I see that. I see that. Hey, there it is. Jim and I
I feel like
are
this is
excited
the
to
Marty
hear about
drinking
this.
show.
That's right. Jim and I want to know what that tastes like, Marty. You'll have to tell us. All right. Yeah, on the mic, please.
Tastes like beer.
Tastes like really good beer.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Red Oak, and we can tag them in the face.
Yeah, we're trying to get a Red Oak
I've loved it.
sponsorship.
I've loved Red Oak. Who raised this thing? I've loved Red Oak for so many years.
He's about to cry. He's about to cry.
Since they had their little brewery in Greensboro, and yeah, it's fresh. It's nice. To Red Oak.
All right.
Yeah. There we go. That's to Red Oak. All right.
He's very emotional about his Red Oak.
That's right. And I understand. I get it. I get it. So, tell us, my friend. Tomorrow we have the E-Train is back in town.
Yeah, the E-Train's back. You know, he's the bluegrass, rockabilly storyteller. Freaking awesome.
If you've never seen him, you should come out here to the Niche and check him out.
Yeah.
E-Train is an absolute legend. He will help you have a fantastic Thursday. Friday
Friday,
is
let's
July
see.
4th.
Oh, yeah, Maverick Rose.
Jim and I will be here.
Jim, Maverick
That's
and
right.
Jim
Yep,
putting
it's
on
a
a
special
show.
4th of July.
Will there be
Special
fireworks?
4th of July.
Will there be fireworks?
There are almost always
That's
fireworks when
right.
I perform.
In his pants.
That's right. In
That's
my
right.
pants. That's exactly right. And maybe all over the stage.
That's
We'll
right.
see.
Oh.
I also want to point out the fact that July 4th is not only Independence Day, it's not only my performance, but it is also the first show, fingers crossed, I hope it happens, of Oasis reunion tour. So the boys are back
Where
in
are they
town.
at?
as
Where are
it
they at
were.
for the first one?
They're playing near home there in England, in jolly old England. So, yep.
Get him a white lighter.
What? What?
No, they're
Come
too
on,
old.
Jim.
Never mind.
Come
It's
on.
too late. They already did their damage.
Wow.
Do you think they'll make?
Wow.
Do you think they'll make it to Friday and they'll show?
I don't know if they'll make it to Friday. I don't know if we're taking bets on how many shows in they can get. Maybe three or four shows.
What does
in.
British Jim think?
He's amazed that they made it this far.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see
yeah.
what happens.
And Saturday?
Saturday, you can come hang out with Andy.
Yeah, it's just talk to your friend. No, you can't.
Talk
I'm
to your
going on
friend, that's right.
vacation.
There are no televisions here, so
Yeah.
we encourage you to talk.
It is a get to know your neighbor day on Saturday.
We
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's good. All right.
So,
Multiple
Yeah.
bartenders to make up for
Multiple
Andy.
Oh, no
much
band?
better than
Vacation.
this right here.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about that. Talk to us a little bit. You were recently featured in a magazine.
Oh yeah. I was featured in Main and Broad, and they wrote actually a flattering article. It made me seem very, intelligent. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, they didn't even have to use AI to like.
Yeah,
come up with
100%.
it.
Yeah,
It was
Chat
nice.
GPT
That's
do this
right,
interview
that's
for
right.
me. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
let me tell
exactly.
you, you looked very sharp in the pictures.
You did. Yeah, it was a
Very
nice
sharp.
photo
Thank
shoot.
you.
So everybody go over to Main and Broad and check out the article. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good
Thank you,
stuff,
man.
man. You're a celebrity, not just in our hearts, but now for real. Like,
I'm Robin to your Batman.
yeah, man. All right. Thank you, brother. We'll catch up with you later.
So no music Saturday? Is that what he's saying? What? No music Saturday?
No music on Saturday.
All
Yeah,
right.
we're just hanging out.
You got to talk and.
Why are you gonna come? You just
I
stay.
might now.
You could just stay. You could sleep on the couch after our performance Friday and just hang out on Saturday. Speaking of artists that we know and love that play music, I say that because I was just talking about myself, but the author, the writer, the performer, the producer, you did it all, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
My kids appeared on it.
Come on.
Did they?
Let me get you right in the mic, my friend.
Oh,
'cause we want-
nope.
yeah.
There you go. Sorry, there we go.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Pancakes, which you heard earlier. Woo! With Curt Turner. And so many other
The Maverick
legendary
Rose
songs.
themes, the Maverick Rose
Yep,
Music Hour
yep,
theme
yep,
song.
yep. How are you today, brother?
I'm doing well, man. How
That's
are you?
good. Good. Glad to have you back. You've been on in previous seasons, but we get to have you here today and talk about the music, the things that inspire you, how your musical journey started. Where did Curt Turner start? Like where did the
Oh gosh, man. Riding in the back seat, well, my mom driving around. She raised us on oldies and Broadway show tunes.
Okay. All right. All right.
That's all that was ever playing in
Well,
Mom's
the next question is, what's your favorite oldie and what's your favorite Broadway show tune?
Oh gosh. With This Ring.
Okay.
With this ring, I promise I'll always love you, always love you.
Yeah.
My my favorite Broadway. I can listen to the Phantom of the Opera soundtrack front to back. I love that.
Hey, that's right. Ted likes that one.
But you know what I find really interesting, because we have been asking everybody the same question: how much your parents' music influences everybody. Not that you're going to be that kind of musician, but it's just it's a big influence when you
It's
grow
where it
up and
starts
you
for
hear,
a lot
right?
of us.
You know,
That's where it started for me. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, that's it was huge in my mind, like especially when I was starting out. I was the only Beatles freak in my 4th grade class. I was the only Beach Boys fan, you know, like everyone else was listening to like Belle Biv DeVoe, and I was like, no, just
Yeah.
that girl is poison. So, you know, it was definitely a heavy influence, like early on, and even in my early like you know, Nirvana ripoff high school bands. I was trying to get us to play some of this old stuff. You know, it's been
Because that
prominent
stuff
throughout,
never
you know.
dies. Like, that's the good stuff. It has lasted through the ages.
There's a reason that you recognized that song I just hummed to you
It's
a moment
timeless.
ago. It's 50 plus years old.
Did
and
you
it's
know the songs that
still
were
a banger.
70 years old that we did earlier? Did you know all that?
I recognized all but one of them, and you know, I was whispering.
Yeah.
Bobby Darin.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So one of the things that I often bring up when Curt and I are in the same place is that before I knew him. I was a big fan and follower of one of his early bands that goes back, gosh, almost 20 years now. It's more than 15.
It's probably more than 20 by
Is it?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 20-ish, 20 years.
Cougar
or so.
Magnum, if anybody
Magnum.
that's local to the area has ever heard of those guys. So
yeah.
Some killer stuff, man.
That was a really fun band, very enjoyable, and like super creative people all around.
There's a lot of good energy in that band.
Yeah,
and,
it was a really
Talent.
fun group of people to play with.
Yeah.
And, you know, 20-ish years later, Brandon from Cougar Magnum calls me up and says, hey, we need a bass player. They were Cosmic Superheroes then, or, you know, he was in Cosmic Superheroes.
Yeah.
Shane and Alex had gone off and built careers. Shane's in Nashville, and he did some Red Dirt stuff in Texas, and I think he came back.
And they were
He's
doing,
around
like,
here
the
now.
Windsor Oaks band. They were
Windsor
doing that
Oaks
kind of
band,
stuff.
yeah. That they became Windsor Oaks
Yeah.
band before, after
Cool stuff.
the Cougar Magnum years.
It's interesting to see the dynamics because you, as a recording artist, as a touring artist, you've been all over and done things. And I think a lot of times people think of that only on like the largest of levels, like the biggest scale, not like a couple guys in a van going across the country like the old school days. And you've done that. You've done the just a couple guys in a van doing the thing, right? Like
I toured the East Coast with a group called Aerial Down in the early 2000s.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about that experience. Like, what was that like for you?
It was, man, it was great. It was lots of fun. It was a whole lot
I
of
was
fun.
a rock star. What do you think? It's exactly what you think it was.
Van life. The rock
That's
star
right.
van life.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to get out and like see the world, you know.
Yes.
And I really appreciate the experiences of just like, you know, you roll into a town and you're like, this is gonna be great, and you wind up at like the worst dive bar that you've ever been in your life, you know.
But when you do those kind of tours, like around the East Coast, who's booking you?
Well, we booked ourselves, which
Okay.
is why we wound up on like a 3-week stay in Florida, Central Florida, in the middle of the summer, like July. We were like, why is this so easy to book? We just had gig after gig after gig.
We'll take
just
it. Like,
sweltering away in the van, man.
Yeah.
We go down to the ocean and get in the water, but it was like taking a bath. It was warmer than the air outside.
Wow.
Wow. You're covered with red seaweed. It was awful. Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen happen during a show?
During a show?
Yeah, like what's the wildest thing that's ever happened to you on stage?
Oh gosh, man. I used to be in hardcore bands in high school, you know, and we'd play wherever we could, and so like the brawls, you know, they think they're dancing, but it's really just a churning, you know, spinning thing of people just like beating each other as they spin around in a circle. I'd say
The man who wrote Pancakes and Ted Red was in hardcore bands where people were churning and a gyre of human angst. That's awesome. That's
the
incredible.
most angsty of situations. Yeah.
So you've seen some just wild
just like fist fights between like 50 people.
And I've heard from other people that I know that have played those types of shows. It's you look out and it's like the crowd is like one organism, kind of moving all as one.
Yeah. It's like looking through a microscope and watching the amoebas attack each other. Yeah. Just
Interesting.
Wriggling all together.
Nice.
Writhing away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. One of the things that Jim pointed out early on, some of the first times that we saw you perform, you take your shoes off. Has that always been a thing? That help
almost
you connect
always,
and root yourself with the environment, or what's
It's like a Jimmy Buffett thing.
Yeah.
It is kind of a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so I don't cover my antennas. I don't wear hats and I don't wear shoes. You know, it's like, and I can get deep on this. I'm truncating.
No, that's what we're here for. Please.
But
go ahead, man.
you know, I'm thinking of I've been writing scripts for a whole YouTube educational series on how I approach music, but coming soon.
Promote it.
But
please,
it's
and while you're at it, he also gives music lessons, so please reach out.
I do, yes, actually, and I need the money, so
there you
hit me up. But yeah, it's a spiritual thing primarily. I've been doing it so long that like if I find myself in a situation where I'm supposed to be wearing shoes, like you know, if I'm at a wedding gig and I'm wearing like a tuxedo or whatever, you know, it's like I got these shoes on. It's really distracting.
It takes away some of your creative energy.
Yeah, it kind of saps that vibe away. But yeah, I believe that we receive music as well as put it out, and it's a community thing. So it's a cycle that we receive and we put it out.
Fascinating.
Like a transmitter, like a radio antenna.
We did have a question here in the chat. They want to know the origins behind the name Cougar Magnum. Is that something that you can share with us on air?
They existed before I got there.
So you were not a part of that.
I was not
creation.
a part of the decision-making process. So I think it's safe for me not to answer or not to comment. I have my theories.
I was going to say, I don't want to speak
sure,
too much about it, but I think that I was talking to Shane or Brandon at one point about it, and it was almost like this high school, college level of basically what you would think. Cougar and Magnum. You just put them together.
Probably
Yeah,
exactly
it's
what
exactly
you
what
probably
you
think it is.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I don't think there's like a deep significance of it's like these things sound awesome. Let's put them together.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. Do you have a favorite band that you have played in? And I know we don't want to offend any of your former band members or whatever, but is there a band that you say this was at that time, the right collection of people, the right talent?
Well, I mean, it might be a cop-out, but the band that I'm in at the time is my favorite band.
Of course. Because you wouldn't be in it if it wasn't, right?
Exactly, yeah. So I've had a lot of really fortunate musical situations in my life. I was in a group with my brother, two of my best friends, but my then future brother-in-law called Eclipsis in the early 2000s. And that was a very synergetic situation that was very fulfilling. Cosmic Superheroes, those guys are incredible musicians, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You can really sort of vibe on it. And I was in a group out in Kansas when I lived there for about 14 years called Raging Sea, which was sort of like a neo-folk type group. I still sing some of their songs.
Nice.
That was, that was a high point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Kansas, you're from here originally, yes?
Yes.
And then Kansas for a while. How does music differ in the Midwest versus here?
Man, I thought music was the same everywhere.
People will be surprised. Like, you do think that it is, but the scene is very different depending on where you are.
It is very different. I developed my appreciation for country music out in Kansas.
You need to go to Kansas.
Deepened my appreciation for bluegrass. Lost my appreciation for metal.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking about anyone in particular, but it's like there's a large metal scene, and a lot of it's just not like standout type of stuff. You know, it's like there are a few like incredible groups with incredible musicians in them, and I don't want to detract from them, but it was weird when I first arrived. I was expecting music to be like it is here, and it's like it really was, to my perception, just like country and metal, and that's it.
That's all there is. Yeah, there are parts of Eastern North Carolina that are like that.
Yeah.
And I'll go there and I'll play classic rock, and they go, "We've never heard this," And I'm like, "What do you mean you never heard this? Turn the radio on." They're like, "No, just everybody out there." Yeah, they're like, it's either country or like metal. Yeah, It's interesting. Well, you're familiar with the show. You've been on the show before. You know that we have a segment called Highlander.
Yes.
Would you be so kind as to play a round of Highlander with us?
I would be delighted, my man.
All
do it.
Well, now is
do
the
it.
time. So, and all of you can play along there in the chat, and as well as here
There
in the bar
can
with us.
be only one Highlander. Thunderdome.
And this season it is the Thunderdome edition of Highlander, which means
There can be only one.
2 enter, but only 1 can leave. Let's see what we have in store for the legendary Curt Turner tonight.
Are you scared?
I'm quaking in my flip-flops.
Or your bare feet?
Or my bare feet.
Are you barefoot
And
now?
I didn't catch it earlier, but our producer Zen says hi, Curt. So because he gets to hear you each week.
Oh, who
as,
did the
part
who
of
did
it.
the fun ones and made them different
I decided to make it a
colors?
little different this
I like
week.
it. I like it. All right. You ready, Curt Turner?
I was born ready.
All right. Warren Zevon or Gordon Lightfoot?
Oh, no! That's a terrible choice to have to make.
Lightfoot.
Someone knew you were coming, Curt.
Somebody knew you were coming.
Somebody saw me coming 1,000 miles away. Goodness gracious.
Oh, he's already in angst. He's
wow.
in angst.
Yeah.
Say that
That
again?
first
I said,
one,
you're in angst, aren't you?
that first one hit hard.
Yeah, that sure did.
Oh, I love them both so much. Gordon Lightfoot was a pretty big influence on me when I first started getting into folk music and story songs. And I love his voice too. Warren Zevon is an incredible songwriter and very funny. And
Rest in peace.
Oh man.
For
Do you know he
both
was
of them.
David Letterman's best friend? Warren
Wait,
Zevon?
really?
Yeah,
I did not know
I
that.
heard about that. Like he was on the show like 40 times.
They
or
were like
something.
best buds.
Yeah, they were
Wow.
on there a lot. Man, gosh, that is a really difficult thing. If whoever I pick never existed.
That's right. One of them is jettisoned out of the airlock of life forever. All of their music, every contribution they've ever, no one will even remember that they existed.
Because they didn't, right?
That's because they didn't. And the other will be preserved forever in the Library of Congress and taught to children as great pillars of our society.
And they're both dead, so you won't offend them.
Okay.
It's just us
yeah,
here.
Gordon died, didn't he? I forgot about that. Gosh, okay. I love Zevon too much. I'll get rid of Gordon.
I'm with you on that. Warren Zevon for me as well. Yeah.
There's a
Keep it
collective
Zevon.
boo from the
I
audience.
know.
The audience is
As much as I appreciate hearing Gitchy Goomy in a song, I got to go with Warren Zevon.
That's all Warren Zevon.
Excitable Boy, one of my favorite albums.
That's right.
All right, Gordon Lightfoot for me.
You're keeping Lightfoot.
I'm keeping Lightfoot.
Keeping Lightfoot. The audience is keeping Lightfoot, it looks like. All right. Interesting. Okay. What do we got? Anybody in the
Yeah, look
chat
at them
hasn't caught up
saps
yet.
sitting
We'll see.
out there, sucking on their beers, thinking about Gordon's light feet.
I don't know that Curt wants to do another one. That kind of took it
I
out.
don't know. So let's see if Jim.
That
We'll
took
see
it out
what
of
Jim
him.
comes up with here.
I feel bad that I read that.
These are like Pixar characters. This
Aren't they
color,
cute? They're
right?
cute.
That's right. That's right.
What is she doing?
I see solo. What the hell am I looking at? Playing bass with the band.
Into the mic, please.
Playing bass with a band, or what's that say?
Or acoustic with electric solo.
Acoustic
Yeah,
with
would-
electric solo.
Acoustic electric. So would you rather play guitar as a solo artist or bass in a band?
Sorry.
Okay.
That's okay.
Couldn't read the writing.
No.
For me,
Yes.
Sounds like these are-
1,000% bass. I would rather play
Bass.
bass.
Yeah. Okay. My man is a bass player and about that band life. Because there's no substitution for a band. I play as a solo artist. We do duo stuff, but like when you've got a full band and everybody is locked in, that's a feeling you can't get anywhere else. Like
It is
I
the
imagine
reason
that'd
I'm
be
still
so
kicking,
cool.
bro.
yeah,
yeah.
What about you, Jim?
There's a thing that happens sometimes in a band. It's rare when everyone is locked in, and you kind of feel like you're floating. Have you ever had that? Where it's
Of
just
course, yeah. That's the best.
So,
Some
but as,
videos exist.
as far as that question, what was it? Bass in a band? I'm not that good on bass.
Yeah, but would you rather play bass in a band, or would you rather
Or-
play an acoustic or an electric?
Or is that just
as
playing in a
solo,
band or
as a solo
solo?
artist?
Oh, yeah. I guess if I had to pick one, I'd pick bass, but I wouldn't pick myself to play bass in a good band.
Well, I take that personally because you play bass for me sometimes. So. All right.
We're not
In
a band.
fact, he'll be playing bass this Friday at Niche. If you want to hear some mediocre grooves, if you want some
That's right.
mediocre grooves, come on out to Niche Wine Lounge. I would never say that. I like it when Jim's on bass. But. Interesting. All right, let me see what I can
You gonna do one?
I'm going to do one.
Okay.
Let's see what we got
Da, 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 da,
This
da.
one might be tougher for you, Kurt. Might be more like the first one.
here. Writing alone or writing with a partner?
Man, writing for me is a really involved process. Like, I have rarely successfully written a song with someone else. I sincerely desire to be able to do that, but it's something that I've never actually been able to pull off. Once I find what I think it should be, it's really hard for me to say, now you add your thing. So
That's
I
fair.
can see
Yeah,
that. I
that's
can
fair,
totally
yeah.
see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
writing alone is
That's the way.
Well, it has been so far, you know. And like in high school, I had a writing partner. We made some really cool stuff. Hunter Kuhner, if you're watching, probably not, but he's out in California doing stuff.
Just in case.
All right, we got one more for Highlander for tonight. Let's see.
All right.
I guess these are just for you.
Well, what about you? Would you rather write with someone or by yourself?
It's an involved answer. You want to hear it?
Of course, yes.
I'm kind of with Curt as far as writing alone. Out of my 100 Cylinder songs, 90 of them alone. But there was a guy in New Hampshire that I hooked up with. We were in a band. He had a different style, very melodic and almost McCartney-esque the way he came up with melodies. And we collaborated on stuff, and it was like an album's worth of stuff that didn't sound like me, didn't sound like him. It was in between. So it was cool in a way, but it's got to be the right partner. It's got to be someone kind of equal but different.
Each
But-
has to bring something to the table, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mainly, I write on my own because I can go wherever my twisted mind wants to.
Indeed.
Spooky, scary. I would
Well,
comment, but I don't
bar
write. I
mitzvah.
don't write that much, and when I do, it's usually by myself. Although we have come up with some things over the years.
Yeah, we never record them, though. We
don't.
do them on the
They're-
cuff.
They're one and go. Yeah.
We've lost some good songs that way.
We have.
All right.
Hey, who's,
You got,
Oh, this is cold-blooded.
Yeah, this is.
I don't think we
this
can
is
ask
just-
him this on the air.
This is just mean. Cougar Magnum or Cosmic Super.
Yeah,
Heroes.
Cosmic superheroes. Yeah.
Oh man.
And yes, this is just for Kurt.
That one's
Cougar Magnum was a great band with some great guys in it. But Cosmic definitely had that on lock. Like that was incredible musicians all around, and like a real dedication to what we were doing together. So I would definitely
Cosmic
have to go with
Superheroes.
Cosmic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Would you be so kind as to play a couple original songs for us?
I will do my best.
Yeah. So
Yes.
your first song that you'll play, and I'll go ahead and get you this. While I'm getting him set up, if you want to shout out our socials, we'll get Zen to put them in the chat. Zen also added that article to Main and Broad in the chat for all of you out there as well. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can check that out there.
Nice. Yes, join us, follow us, subscribe to us. It's free on YouTube, but follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We actually really would appreciate some follows and some likes, and get our numbers up. We would really appreciate that. If you're watching, if you're looking, if you're having fun with it, have fun with us. Help us out a little, give a little support. And Jim, I'm sorry? It is very much fun live, but you can do both. You can do both. And, Jim really likes when people like us.
Yeah.
Or follow us. Yeah. We appreciate it.
Anything in particular you'd like to hear? Oh, is it down? Oh, maybe it is. Oh, there it is.
That's okay. I just want to make sure I got you
Track
before we
that
get
back
going.
a little bit.
I think it would be awesome if you would do Ted Red for us and tell the story behind it.
Oh, yeah.
Since we're here,
Ted just walked
at
out. Go get Ted.
No, he can stay out there. He doesn't.
I'm gonna.
Move your feet, lose your seat, right? Like,
He'll be back in a minute.
That's right.
This song is it came together in like 45 minutes. I participate in FAWM, FAWM, February Album Writing Month, which is sort of an online songwriting community. We write, the goal is to write 14 songs in 28 days. And that sort of forces you to just take every idea that pops into your head and actually flesh it out until you have a thing.
Yeah.
This is my spot, y'all. Like when I go someplace, I'm usually going here.
You mean niche?
To the niche. To the
That's
niche
right.
here.
That's right.
So I wrote this song for all of y'all in and this whole thing.
And my
happens
voice
here.
is featured on part of it
Yes.
as well.
Yes, the recording should be released pretty soon.
Are you gonna sing along with
hopefully,
it?
like within the week. I'm digging how it sounds. I have Maverick featuring some vocal and Michelle Garrett just wailing that saxophone. You got to hear it. It should be out. I'm hoping to get it pushed out in a week, maybe
I've heard
two.
the demo. It's fantastic. Anyway, and you're all going to hear it live
You're
right
gonna
now.
hear it
So
here.
take it away, my friend.
Yeah, I had to pull out my phone because I moved some words
yeah.
around.
Debut?
There you go. Pull the cork, leave the bottle. I ain't gonna save it for tomorrow. I need something deep and rich and red. Pour the glass, keep 'em coming. I think you've forgotten something. I sure hope you haven't been misled. I'm gonna need a glass of Ted Red. There he is. Hit the lights, cue the music. Come on in, pull up a stool, say what you want, tip your hat to Ted. Check out these fine ladies dancing. Hit the bar, check in with Andy. He's gonna get you right in the head. When he pours that glass of Ted Red. Imagine this is a saxophone solo. Her version's way better. Come on down, let's get it started. You find the man right next to Marty, swirling around a glass of something red. At the niche is where you'll find us. You no longer have to sign up. Those are times we're happy to forget.
yourself a glass of Ted Red. Get you some fuel for the fire. No excuses here tonight. We're pulling out the stops. Let's blaze ahead. You gonna join me here, man? You gonna do it? All right, here we go. Hit the floor. Let's get it swinging. Maverick's offering up the real thing.
We're gonna rock so hard we raise the dead.
Yeah. We gon' need some more Ted Red. We gon' need some more Ted Red. Ted Red. Ted Red.
All right. That's what's up. Now, you've been so kind to say that you will stay for our hour jam, so nobody leave because we're going to jam for an hour after this. We will stop the live stream and then we'll come back and we'll do a live performance for an hour. In the round, we'll all take turns playing some of our favorite covers, maybe some originals, all different kinds of things there. But less talk, more music in the next hour. But I would like to get you to do one more.
All right.
They hear it every week. I feel like we've got to do. I feel like we got to do pancakes, man.
Pancakes.
And please, I know you did before. But please tell us the story, just for people that are just tuning in now that maybe don't know the story behind the pancake song.
Pancakes was, I mean, it's kind of what it sounds like, sort of, I guess.
Well, we've had people
it's
say
not that
people
deep,
have said
huh?
that it's
Yeah.
kind of people have said it's kind of suggestive. Maybe they're reading a little into it sometimes. It's very
They're-
sultry.
They're not entirely wrong.
Hey,
you know,
all right.
Like,
All right.
You know, everything's sexy if you cock your eyebrow and
That's right.
and say it
I
slow.
don't want those flapjacks to burn. Man.
Yeah, exactly. So I wrote it while making pancakes for the kids, but I was, trying to make it.
Thinking of other things.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, it's so catchy and it stays in your mind. It really does.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that, and I'm really appreciative of the fact that Maverick features it on the show.
No,
here.
thank you. We're lucky to have that.
Yeah.
It has become a staple each week. And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So
Awesome. Is it Jim's
Jim-
favorite?
Jim
yes,
loves it,
yes.
yeah.
Jim loves this one. I know he does.
It's growing on me.
It does, man. It does.
Right on. Well, I will be happy to play pancakes for y'all.
Thank
you. All right. I'm going to make you pancakes with grits on the side, a little bit of bacon, baby, huevos, fresas, guacamole, pancakes. Don't get anxious that it ain't breakfast time, 'cause anytime's the right time, anytime's the right time for pancakes. When I make your pancakes, I'll add to the batter a little bit of cinnamon and vanilla, some fresh fruit on the top or the side. I know berries you're not quite a fan of, so maybe some fresh sliced bananas on your pancakes. We're gonna mix it up good and slow. Set the skillet for medium low, 'cause I don't want them flapjacks to burn. When the bubbles pop, it's time to turn over your pancakes.
everybody sing along. Come on now.
Fresh maple syrup from Canada, or maybe Vermont.
Yes, it's gotta be Vermont.
You may wonder if I'm making toast with butter, but you don't need toast when you're having pancakes.
I'm going to make you pancakes with grits on the side. A little bit of bacon, baby. Huevos, fresas, guacamole, pancakes. Don't get anxious that it ain't breakfast time, 'cause anytime's the right time. Anytime's the right time. Anytime's the right time. Right now is the right time. Harmony now. For pancakes.
And that's how you do it. That is how you do it.
Thank you.
Well, tell us before we go,
Awesome.
if people are trying to connect with you, social media, websites, where can they reach you?
I'm on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Curt Turner Music for all that stuff.
TikTok?
I do have a TikTok. I don't get it, but I have one.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, all the things Curt Turner Music, you can find me.
And he is a teacher, so if you're looking for music lessons, as I said, you can learn to follow
From
in his
this.
footsteps. That's right. That's right. Be inspired.
That was the most fun I've seen people have with the song. Tama, you could not stop laughing. That was killing me. That was
Don't
great.
go anywhere if you're here in the bar, if you're watching online. We're going to stop the stream, but we're going to come right back in maybe about 5 minutes. We're going to play in the round. We're going to play some of our favorite covers, some of our originals, some of the things that we like to do. We'll just jam and have a good time. So from Curt, from Jim, from Darcy, from myself, Marty there. Thank you to our producers Ted for keeping this thing going, Andy, all of you who are here in the beautiful
Thank you.
Niche
Thank you
Wine
for
Lounge,
coming and
lovely Holly
watching.
Springs. If you've never been to a live taping, come out. We record, we stream live, we do all this kind of stuff. You can meet the artists. We have a good time.
We have
with
fun.
It. Yes, we
fun.
do.
Thank
so,
you.
favorite this, subscribe, all the good things, and we will catch you next week, cheese bags. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with you. Stay fresh out there.
Thank you.
And you just heard it, but you're gonna hear it again.